Welcome to the holiday special. So excited to be here with the lovely June. And we're going to be having some holiday fun today, guys. So let me know if you can hear us, if you can see us okay. Send your comments below. And June, say hey, how's it going?
Hey everyone, can you hear me?
I got you. I can hear you.
Hello everyone, your intro. It got me into the holiday spirit, and then it also reminded me how much we're so alike. As
Yes.
far as like the cheesiness, the themes, and everything. I mean, we are like soulmates, I feel like.
Oh yeah, definitely. Two peas in a pod. I thought that was too funny that because you texted me the other day and you were like, we're both doing 12 days of Tipsmas, and then you had literally posted your video like an hour before me, and
Oh
that
my
was
gosh.
hilarious.
I know, it's so funny. And I'm like, oh, I had a feeling too. But I'm like, and I saw it, I'm like, this is so funny.
Too funny. Well, hey everyone, I see some of you joining in. Thanks so much for coming to hang with us on this lovely Wednesday evening. Been working so much, I don't even know what day it is.
I know.
Hope you guys are gearing up for the holiday season. But June, I wanted to start. Let's talk about traditions. Let's talk about what your family does. So what do you guys do for the holidays? What's your favorite family tradition of yours?
Well, it's definitely going to be a little bit different this year, right? Because of
For sure.
the whole like pandemic that we're living in. But normally we do a big like potluck style because I live by the majority of my first cousins, and I have about 11 of them. And it's only me and my brother, and I look at my first cousins as if they were my siblings. So we usually all come together Christmas Eve, and then we stay up till midnight, and then we do a potluck, and then there's like a ton of games during the evening that we do.
That sounds
What
amazing.
about you? What do you do?
Oh, I have like a parade of Christmases. I usually have almost like six every year. Two
Oh
on
wow.
Christmas Eve, four on Christmas Day with my fiance. So lots of craziness for the holidays. But being half Hispanic, I love it. I get to eat, all my tamales. For all of you who love, it's
Oh,
tamale season. It is, I personally like the cheese ones.
do you?
I'm a partial for cheese. Love cheese. This girl. But yeah, really looking forward to Christmas and that time. This year I'm not going to be seeing my family, so I'm a little bummed about that. But
Wow.
excited to start the year fresh. This is a time to reset, really think about what you want to do for the new year, what your goals are. So, any reflections in that regard, June, or anything you're super proud of this year?
Oh, well, I'm proud. Oh, what am I proud of this year? I'm proud of like the community that we've been building together on LinkedIn. I'm proud that I've overcame so much adversity and turned a negative experience, which was my layoff, into a very positive one. So that's what I'm very proud of. I'm proud of all of the connections I built. I'm proud of myself for taking a ton of risks and putting myself out there by helping others, by sharing my story. Um, that's a great question. No one's ever asked me that like this year about, but I mean, so a great question. And like, I need to think about that some more because I know I journal a lot too, as far as like what I'm like, I have a gratitude journal. So it's a good time to really reflect and look at that journal and see, what other milestones I'm proud of this year.
Yeah.
What
And
about
you guys
you?
feel free to comment. Let us know what
Yes,
you're most
sure.
proud of this year. I would love to hear from you guys. This year has been trying. I was actually writing a post about this earlier today because for those of you who don't create content, sometimes the you just get spoken to in the moment. So sometimes I write posts like days ahead of time because I just something really comes to me and I have to write it down. And that was something that was really weighing on me today is just this year has been so hard, but we've also been able to accomplish so much. This has been a time to reflect, reset, really focus on what's important. And so for me, I'm really proud of the grace I've given myself. I'm a really type A type person. Like everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be exactly this way. And this year has really forced me to get over that and to sort of break me of that comfort. But in a really good way because we need to be flexible. We need to be adaptable. And so I felt myself grow a lot in that way this year. And I'm kinder to myself when I can't get everything in the world done because it's not reasonable. And, we got to have personal time and a life too. So, I've grown a lot and changed there, and I'm happy about that. I think it's better for my health and overall happiness.
I think we're so much like that too in that that context because I'm a control freak and I'm also a perfectionist at times as well. And I've learned to be a little bit more. I've learned to not do as much self sabotage and just let things go.
Yes,
Just
100%.
what I always tell my kids: be like Elsa from Frozen and let it go.
Let it go.
Let
Yes.
it go. Let it go.
You have to.
Yeah, life's too short, and
It'll eat you up inside, and yeah, no, 100%. Just moving on, and that's what the New Year's all about. That's what Christmas time is all about. That's why it's one of my favorite times of year. Just coming together with the family and getting ready for what's next. So, on that note, June, what any big plans for 2021? Let's talk about what you got going on.
Ooh, 2021. Okay. So yes, I'm launching a group coaching program that I'm really excited about. I've spent, oh my gosh, probably since this summer really working on this group coaching program. And now I'm finally happy that it's going to be out there for people um, to use for their job search. And I'm really excited to really share what I've learned from my tech career as far as like all of the strategies when it comes to networking and recruiting and just everything that I've just soaked up in the past 5 years. I'm really excited to share some of my recruiter hacks to job seekers so they can utilize it and really put themselves out there on LinkedIn because LinkedIn is such an underutilized platform for job seekers, and it's definitely, and this is something that we talked about too multiple times. It's a great way to not only, expand your experience and have access to opportunities, but also a great place to network with like-minded individuals. I was telling, I don't know who I was telling this the other day. I have a lot of friends, but I feel like I talk to my LinkedIn friends on like more of a consistent basis.
Right.
Do you feel like that? Because I feel like we talk a lot. We were texting each other on during the weekend.
Oh yeah. When was I texting you last night? 3 a.m. It was well, my time, 3 a.m, 1 a.m. your time. But no, I totally agree. Sometimes it's easier to speak. You speak more often to people who you like work more closely with. So it's harder to keep in touch with those people you don't see as often. So totally get that.
Yeah. And also too, I think it's because like not a lot of my friends get this whole like entrepreneur passion of mine. Mm-hmm. Whereas like you and me, we share that same passion, right? And it's so much easier to connect with those people. I love my friends dearly, but I don't know, just something about my friends here on LinkedIn keeps me motivated.
Oh yeah.
So
having people with that grit and that passion around you. And that's why they say it's so important who you surround yourself with. They say you want to know who you are, look at your friends, because those are the types of people you're associating with. And that's going to ultimately control who your circle is, affect who you are, because they bounce ideas back to you. So you want to make sure that those people are great influences, thought leaders, and things like that. So totally agree.
What's the saying? You are like the 5. What is that saying? I can't even think about it right now. The 5 people that you surround yourself with, you're most likely to be like them as well. So, which is true. And I feel like I have probably 20 of those people on LinkedIn, or maybe even more.
Oh, yeah. For sure. And now Elsa says, guys, and for those of you just tuning in, we're talking about what we're most proud of this year. So please, if you're tuning in, feel free to share in the comments. What are you most proud of? What did you accomplish this year? We'd love to hear from you. Elsa says she's proud of all the self-reflection that she's done and enjoying a fitness challenge. Great for you, Elsa. I told myself that I was going to be super fit during COVID, and it didn't happen for me. I'm still trying to get back there. I did launch a business during COVID, so that's something.
That's like something, I mean,
I didn't expect to do that. So, you never know where your passions and your time's going to pivot, guys. So let that be a lesson for you there.
You know what's funny? I was actually on a really good like fitness regimen, like beginning of COVID, and I lost like 15 pounds because I was doing this fitness challenge. And then right after the challenge ended, my entrepreneur journey started, and then it just kind of I just lost
Oh
track.
yeah.
I think it's
Forget about having the time at that point, right? Especially with you and your kids, you're doing virtual schooling.
Yes.
That's got to be so much fun. How's that been going, by the way?
Oh, it's a hot mess. No, it's not completely a hot mess. No, it's actually good. I mean, we have a good routine, and that's why I'm usually up in the morning. I mean, you're always telling me, June, you're up so early. I'm like impressed. Because sometimes you guys, I'm texting because she's in Central Standard Time. You're in Austin, right? So just
Yes.
2 hours away, and I'm here in the Bay Area in California. When I'm like up at like 4:35, I'll shoot her a text, and she's like, "What the heck, you're up? Why are you up?" And it's because I have to try to get as much done before they get up around 7:38. So
Yes. Got to
and
find that time.
yeah, and that's when I usually do all of my content, like editing and everything, and like my posts. Do you write your post? You write your posts a week before?
No. So some mornings I write my posts the morning of, and then I also have just like a Word document of posts that I've written. But that, let's say I wake up one morning, like there was a morning last week where I felt awful because generally I try to write my posts in the moment. I like to be very authentic in that way.
Same way.
But of course I have, blurbs of little ditties I've written elsewhere. So if I wake up one day and I just like am not feeling the inspiration, like that writer's block, sometimes I'll go to maybe my journal and pull something I've written in the past. In a moment where I was feeling a lot more of that juju coming through.
Right.
So, but yeah, generally I try to stay in that moment, really talk about what's on my heart that day. Like if I had a bad day the other day, I want to share that piece of myself with others and the lesson I learned. So I try to be more authentic. Oh, and Baldwin says he was able to move out of his parents' house and lose 80 pounds. That is amazing. Congratulations. That is incredible. You deserve big kudos. Right?
Yeah.
Want to know the secret?
What were you doing, Baldwin? Let us know.
Yes. Is there some, did you do like P90X or some program, maybe with a trainer? Always good to know.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Let us know what you're proud of this year. 2020 was hard, but there's a lot of wins to celebrate. And Muhammad says, year 2020 was full of sorrow, unemployment due to COVID pandemic across the world. May the God bless peoples around the world. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Yes, Merry Christmas to you, Muhammad. And I hope everyone is going to have a happy holiday, whatever holiday you celebrate. And if you don't celebrate holidays in December, then a happy New Year.
Yes. I'm so ready for the new year, too. I don't know.
Right?
Something about the new year, it's always like so exciting. It's like you have like a fresh new slate.
Right. That's what everyone on my team keeps talking about, like, 2020, I'm so ready for this year to be over. I'm like, just because the year's over doesn't really mean that anything's going to change, though. I mean, for a little bit, we're still stuck in this Groundhog's Day world for a little while longer, but there's the hope that towards the end of 2021, things will be normal again. Right. So that's what we're pushing for and looking forward towards.
Manny says 2020 was trash.
2020 was trash.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of things that were trash, but I think what saved me is, as far as staying motivated and positive, is like this community. So I've never used LinkedIn the way I use it now, like 5 years ago, which is crazy because we were both like in recruiting and staffing. Did you use it? How did you? Because you actually started using LinkedIn for your own personal brand and business when we first met, right? I believe, and you blew up like super fast.
Yeah, originally, so I have my background in staffing from my promotional work, but I really got on LinkedIn, based on my contract work at Google, hoping to find another job within big tech. That was ultimately my goal, was to find a full-time role for myself. And through sharing my knowledge and sharing that with all of you all you job seekers out there, the feedback I got from you all was just phenomenal. And you all really inspired me to keep doing what I'm doing, and is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today. Because so many people just, told me like, hey, I was really down in the dumps, and what you said really inspired me. And it makes me just want to go that much harder. If I can help even one person push through that, that dark tunnel, there is light at the end, then I feel great and I've done my job.
No, exactly. That's what keeps me going too. Is like, I mean, I get so many messages in my DMs about like people just saying like, thank you so much for like all of the positivity that you're sharing. Thanks for all like the career tips. Even like if those people are, those connections aren't my clients, for them to like reach out to me and say, because of your content, it's helped me through these like crazy times. And because of your advice, I was able to land these jobs. And that keeps me going, like that's what I'm like, this is why I'm here on LinkedIn. This is why I show up every day. Like every time I get any of those messages, it just adds more fuel to my fire.
100%. And that is a great plug, guys, for why you should be producing your own content, even if it's just, a little text post every now and then, like, happy Monday. I hope you guys have a great week. You don't have to have these prophetic thoughts, it doesn't need to be anything crazy. Just share yourself, just engage with people. And it's going to make a heck of a difference in the way you network. So highly recommend. And Baldwin got back to us. So he said he walked 8 to 10 miles a day because the gyms were closed. That is, I'm just gonna, yes, good for you, sir. And then drinking lots of water, remaining graceful and consistent in the journey. That is the key, right? Persistence, guys. Persistence with anything in life is going to get you the results.
Yes. Now I just need to work on my like consistency, like the same consistency that I have on LinkedIn for my fitness.
Yes, same. Same. I have my, it's actually right here. I have this little like bike desk thing that I can sit on and work at my desk. So I try to do that sometimes, but it's hard when you're in meetings because you're like panting while you're like you don't want, it's kind of like awkward. So I have to do it at times when I'm working on my computer, but I'm not video chatting. So highly recommend trying to find a way to do two things at once if you're a very busy person. It's one of the only things that seems to work for me.
Oh, so you've tried biking while you're working?
Yeah, no, I do it oftentimes when I'm reading resumes and working on stuff for the big G and whatnot. So yeah, no, definitely highly recommend. It's a flexi spot. Yeah. I'm not getting paid for this advertisement, but I like it. A flexi spot's a great brand.
I remember when I was contracting at Google, they had these stand-up, they had these treadmills, like the stand-up desks and the treadmills. And that was like a great way to, I remember like sourcing for candidates. Anything that didn't require too much like critical thinking, I would just go on the treadmill and just like source on LinkedIn while I was like walking maybe like 2 miles maybe. And
yes.
Fast. So
that was always one of my favorite parts of the office too. I would always save my emails towards the end of the day and then get on the treadmill desks. Love it.
Yes.
Love it. Well, June, I know we're going to probably chat for another 10, 15 minutes here. Let's start talking a little bit about how job seekers can prepare themselves for the new year. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, my thoughts is this. Everyone goes into the holidays kind of taking a break from their job search because they assume that no one's hiring. Companies are, letting their employees go on vacation. There's not that much of urgency to hire people. I want to remind job seekers out there that they shouldn't take the gas off the pedal. They should continue to network as much as they can, reach out to the companies because companies are hiring. I actually just texted one of my former coworkers at the company that I worked at before, prior to my layoff, and he said that they're hiring like crazy. So getting ready for Q1 of 2021. So my biggest advice is don't stop doing what you're doing. If anything, use that opportunity to be a little bit more competitive with other job seekers because maybe there's a lot of people that are taking a break, right? So this is your time to get on the train and still continue to do what you're doing as far as like networking, applying, learning, going to webinars and lives like this and connecting with other people. That's my biggest advice is don't stop what you're doing.
Yes. No, 100%. I love that. That's great advice. I think I would add that during this time, if you have a few days off, I would sit there and really meditate, really think about what you want and your goals for the new year. What is most important to you, not only to accomplish, personally, but professionally, and maybe segment them out. That's something I like to do. Like, what's a moonshot goal? And for those of you who don't know what a moonshot goal is, that's something that you might be able to do it, but it's a pretty crazy goal. But you still could maybe get there. It's just like, not as likely. And then your more attainable goals, like what's something that you can actually get done with a reasonable amount of time. And then maybe your first goal to start with, the easiest one. Once you get that small win, I feel like it's so much easier to keep piling the wins on because you have that, that happiness from that first win and that momentum and that knowledge that you can do it. So really reflect, guys, and take this downtime, I would say as well, to redo your resumes. If you have 2-3 days off for Christmas, redo that resume, get it ready to go, because a lot of big companies do their big push for hiring in Q1 or Q2 of the following year. So have your stuff ready to go, get your LinkedIn ready to go. If you need help with optimization, reach out to my girl June or myself. We can help you with that. But get ready, because the wave is coming. The post-COVID job market wave is on the way.
Yes, I love that you said that too. I love that you said that, like, meditate on your goals and what. I think this is a good time to reflect, and think about where you see yourself in the next 3 months. Maybe if you are not having success in a particular position, maybe pivot into something different that's going to utilize your transferable skill sets. Like, I mean, like, I was recruiting before, and before I did recruiting, and I was in sales, and which is actually, there's like a ton of transferable skills from sales to recruiting, because recruiting at the end of the day is just like sales. You're just basically selling the opportunity and the company culture to candidates, and vice versa. You're selling the candidate's experience and background to the hiring managers that you're working with. So that was a great way to kind of utilize my sales experience and pivot into a different industry. So my another thing too is, like, just like Jennifer said, is take the time to reflect and meditate and maybe, like, just refocus. And then, I mean, another suggestion from me is maybe take this time to think about what else can you do. What else can you like, analyze the skills that you have and see if there's another way that you can apply your experience in a different position.
I love that. I love that. Pivot, transfer.
Pivot, transfer. I like that.
Pivot, transfer. And Noberto wants to know, what did you learn about yourself during quarantine? What did you learn, June?
Ooh. Do you want to go first?
Do I want to go first? I can.
I know. I'm listening.
I know you made us go deep, Noberto. Yes. I gotta think about that one. What did I learn about myself? I learned that I thrive in ambiguity better than I thought I did. I learned that a lot of my problems are in my head, and that I create a lot of them for myself due to my own anxieties and my own stress, because I'm just a massive ball of stress half the time. So learning how to really cope with that and slow down. And I've always been really good at connecting with people in person, because I truly am an extrovert. So I've had to flex that more virtual muscle, and like making sure to like touch base with people via phone and things like that on like more regular cadence. So although that's not really learning anything about myself. But yeah, those are some things that I noticed during quarantine. What about you, June?
No, I've learned that I'm able to adapt and also thrive in the craziest times of our lives right now. I'm also learned that I don't have to tie my success to a company that I'm working for, that my career, my corporate career, and the companies that I have worked in the past, they don't define me. Yes, it's this, I don't know, I feel like I've grown so much from this year, and it's made me realize that I don't need to work for a company to be successful. I could be successful on my own in my own
Yeah.
business. And what's crazy is I everything that I've been doing for my business are all of the ideas I tried pitching to the companies I worked for in the past. And now I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it for me, and then because of that, it's taking me to, I don't know, so many different horizons as an entrepreneur, as a professional, as a person. And yeah, that's what I've learned is I'm okay on my own. I don't need to. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go back to work anytime soon, full time, because I kind of want to ride this wave. But I think that's my biggest passion too, is really encouraging job seekers and just people in general that, you, ooh,
Hello. That's my phone alarm telling me to take my vitamins.
okay,
It's
take your
Harvey.
vitamins. What was I going to say? Okay. I wanted to encourage people that your career can still continue even if you're not working. You could still do things like this on LinkedIn, network, and you can expand your skills by going to these different webinars, take online courses. Just keep doing you, keep growing, keep learning, because the biggest investment that you can do is for yourself.
Yes, 1,000%. Yes, to echo June's thoughts for those of you just tuning in for the new year, definitely keep that foot on the gas. It obviously takes some time for yourself. I highly recommend a day or two at least for pure relaxation, pure enjoyment. We need really that time without any stress or outside factors. But if you do have some more time beyond that this holiday season, also take a few days to just really grind it out and think about your goals, think about your resume, think about your LinkedIn. How can you upskill yourself? How can you take yourself to the next level? What does that look like for you? Where do you want to go? It's something I ask my clients all the time. Like, what does the next step look like for you? And a lot of times they can't answer the question because people haven't really sat there long enough to think about what their long-term goal, what's your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, and how are you actually today setting yourself up for that plan with actionable steps. So I hope that you guys take that time for yourself, and still please let us know what you're proud of this year, what you are most proud of, what you accomplished. I would love to hear in the comments.
Yes, I just put while you were talking, I just plugged in my free workshop that I'm posting on Friday next Tuesday. We should talk about that. What I'm really excited about 2021 is collaborating with you and possibly Harlini for our own little project that we were working on.
Yes, little masterclass fun for job seekers. So I'm looking forward to figuring out what that's going to look like and
Yeah.
how that's going to work. But I always love collabing with you, June. You have just the greatest spirit. You are my spirit animal. You know, just so full of joy and love. I love your TikToks when you're always just like boom, boom, just like getting it. And I'm like, whoa, like I can't dance like that.
Yes,
So
you can. We will. We're gonna we're gonna do it together. I was actually thinking. I'm like speaking out loud. This is what I love about LinkedIn is like live collaboration, either on LinkedIn Live or comments. I'm thinking more of like a mini boot camp. That's what I'm thinking about. That we should
hey,
do.
I'm game for whatever.
So I
You
think
know
that would be
me.
great. I know you are. So I think that'll be great, even if it's like 3-day boot camp or a week. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, let me know. We'll go from there.
Yes.
And to end us off, guys, if anyone doesn't have any more things they're proud of or goals they want to share with us, I want to just touch really, really closely on the end here on the holidays. Again, it was the theme of our live session here. So do you celebrate Christmas Eve more or Christmas Day, June?
Ooh, usually, I mean, and I saw someone here that is from the Philippines, and I'm Filipino.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
it's um it's actually like a tradition in our family that we celebrate Christmas Eve, but we still celebrate Christmas as well. But I think something about Christmas Eve and staying up until midnight and opening up presents is something that we love doing since I was a little kid. Um, but yeah, we do celebrate Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then and New Year's Eve too is like a huge thing in our family as well. What about
Very
you?
cool. No, definitely more of a Christmas Day celebrator. But again, not really doing too much this year. So just gonna hang out with my fiance, open some gifts. I think we're gonna start drinking the eggnog a little early because just the two of us. So why not? And call it a day. It'll be a fun time. So looking forward to that. And wishing all you job seekers out there a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Happy New Year.
Yes.
Happy early New Year. Hopefully we can do this again before the New Year comes.
Yes, there may be a Jennifer and June's New Year special in the works as well. So
Yes.
we will be back in touch with that, guys. But that's it for June and I. I hope you all have a lovely holiday season, and we will be back with you all soon.
See you soon. Bye bye.